Evening, everybody. Oops, I've done it again. It's Louise here, Friday night, the 22nd of November 2024. I'm not sure if you can see this. Can you see this? A couple of things before I start. I've had a few comments saying that they still can't hear my videos. I don't know what else to do about that. I do have a microphone on order. I'm not sure whether that's going to sort the issue out or not. And someone said that when I'm shuffling, it's very, very loud. And I get that might be really, really annoying. So, so I'm not going to shuffle while the camera's on this time. The cards are already shuffled, meditated over, reiki'd, saged, you name it, I've done it. They're already shuffled, so I'm just going to cut the cards. I don't know how I'm going to minimise the noise while I'm shuffling at the moment, but I'm going to try and move the cards to one side away from the speaker on my phone, because I do all of this on my phone. And see if that helps. If you can let me know whether it's made a difference, I would appreciate it. Tonight's, well, this reading tonight is a requested one via email, and the person who requested the reading wishes to remain anonymous. And I think it came from something I mentioned in an earlier video I did when I said it's racing around my head, the assisted dying bill that's going or about to be decided upon or going through the Commons or whatever it needs to do in the very near future. It was something that's been rattling around in my head, and then someone emailed me after that and said, yes, can you do a reading on the assisted dying bill? And this person wanted to know whether there's something quite sinister, a sinister reason for the assisted dying bill. Now, what I want to say before I start here is, in the UK, if you're not a UK citizen, in the UK we do have assisted dying in the way of palliative care. And so if someone is in incredible pain and already nearing the end of their life, then palliative drugs are given to them, and we do have hospices and hospice nurses and specialist palliative nurses. However, our national health system is very much depleted. Waiting lists are in the millions. People are waiting years now for operations, and often they just about go to their operations only to find out it's been cancelled through lack of staff, or for whatever reason, or the theatre's not equipped, or whatever reason. A lot of people are seeing their operations and their treatments being delayed. Because our National Health Service is in crisis right now, has been in crisis for a long time, but it's just got to the point where if you can afford to pay for private healthcare, then go ahead and do it, because what price health? If you haven't got your health, what have you got? So this person wanted to know if the assisted dying bill had a sinister agenda behind it. Like I say, we already have an assisted dying protocol in place. This bill, as far as I understand, is that it is only for people in their last 6 months of life. And I think this person had a worry that it had a bit more sinister agenda, because I know they have something like that in Canada, and people who are not dying but disabled or been in an accident or whatever are being offered euthanasia as a way out. And I think this person is worried that it's going to go beyond what it was originally, well, what it's been sold to us as. However, we don't have a vote on that. There's no referenda on this. It's a members' bill, which means that it isn't going to be scrutinised as much as a House bill, a Commons bill. So we're going to have a look. So I've got the ordinary Rider-Waite tarot deck. I don't have a box for it because I've had these probably about 30 years, and the box is over the years is just gone. And I'm going to look at the oracle cards called Keepers of the Light by Kyle Gray. So I'm going to stick those to one side for now. Oh, I'm not shuffling. I'm not shuffling, am I? Right. Well, here we go. Already we've got the Magician. Just want one more quick thing that I want to say. I mean, I know we're quite a few minutes in, and I know it can be boring, so just skip it until you get to the bit that you want to hear, if you want to watch this video, that is. I've had a lot of subscribers over the last few weeks, and I just want to convey my gratitude for that, and the people who are liking and sharing and commenting especially. I read them all. I don't think I've missed a reply to any of them. If I have, let me know. It's very, very much appreciated. It just makes the work that I put into this worthwhile. So, I didn't ask a question so far. So the first card out is the Magician. So round the assisted dying bill, it looks like the Magician can also be a physician. So it feels like with this Magician, because I haven't asked a question yet, but it did flip, so I'm taking it. The Magician is someone who has all their tools in their arsenal. They are the master of the wands, the cups, the pentacles, and the swords. And the Magician has an infinity symbol above his head. He's holding the wand, the sword, the cup, the pentacles are there. The Magician is someone who is a master manifester. Sometimes, depending on other cards that are around it, the Magician can also be an expert trickster. There are no other cards around it right now, so I would say this is depicting something that has possibly been in the pipeline and has been manifested into existence, this assisted dying bill. People have been asking the UK government for decades now for a euthanasia bill, because people do get prosecuted for going off to Switzerland to go and help their loved ones to die peacefully in no pain, and people here do get arrested and sent to prison for assisting someone to die unless it's within the palliative remit. So that all this is telling me right now is the Magician's here to say this has been a long time coming, and it's finally come to the Commons as a private member's bill. My question is this, well, not my question, one of my viewers' questions is there a sinister agenda attached to this? And if so, should we be very cautious about it? Oh God. Can't make this up, can you? Death and the Three of Swords. So manifesting is clearly death. So it's not telling me whether it's sinister or not. So the manifestation of death Three of Swords and death together is always someone's going to die. It's always the loss in some way. The death on its own without this card would mean something's ended and it signals a new beginning. Could a new beginning of possibly more death than we expected. Possibly, I don't know. I need to look further into that. So what's... the Magician's on its own here. I'm going to look at death and the Three of Swords. Do you know what? Up until recently, I hadn't seen the Three of Swords for months and months in a reading, that is. I don't know if you can see this. Can you actually see this? Let me move it a bit. And all of a sudden I'm getting the Three of Swords all the flipping time. It's a little bit disconcerting. So what is the death and Three of Swords looking at? Is this a sinister... is there an underlying sinister reason for this? So we've got the Empress. So I would say not. I would say the people bringing this bill to the Commons are the people who do have a genuine desire to help people in the latter stages of their life to die peacefully and with dignity. So it's like the Empress is the nurturer. The Empress is abundance. It's about providing everything needed being provided. So I think because the Empress has come up with the question, my feeling is that the people bringing this bill forward aren't coming with this bill with a sinister agenda. There is a cautionary tale in here, though, because even though the people bringing this to the forefront to be debated and agreed upon or whatever, to be able to incorporate it into British law, just because the people bringing it, does it mean that it will be abused in any way? Is this law going to be approved? I think what we're looking at here is there is no answer to whether that law is going to be approved or not yet. I think there's going to be several readings on this. The King of Swords is the intellect. It's about the mind. It's about logic. It's about the judiciary. It's all these things, contracts, signing things. This King of Swords is telling me that it's going to be quite a while before it's agreed upon. So my feeling with this is that even though it doesn't have to be scrutinised as much because it's a private member's bill, I think it's going to be scrutinised because I think there is going to be quite a bit of kickback from this, and people in the Commons are going to keep going back and back and back and wanting to have the I's dotted and the T's crossed before they'll accept this into British law. It's a very sensitive subject. It could easily be abused, and I think that people who are wanting to have got the best intentions with this bill can still see that this first reading, there are ways that this law could be abused. So there are going to be some some legal questions around this first draft of this bill, if you like. But will it be eventually voted on? We've got the Hermit and we've got the Queen of Wands. So we've got quite a lot of introspection. So the people bringing this bill and the people who have the vote on this bill are going to be they're going to be digging deep, basically, to make sure that they don't bring a bill into British law that could mean death for people who aren't necessarily ready to die. It's a very fine line. There's going to be quite a lot of introspection. But I think it will eventually, because the Queen's here, but there's a bit of intuition stuff going off here. It's I don't think it is. I don't think it's going to pass. I don't think it's going to pass the scrutiny, because here we've got people, we've got going over the contract, if you like, the law, if you like, sending people into introspection and intuitively feeling that it's not all it's cracked up to be, because maybe it is because we do have a palliative, we do have assisted dying for people who are dying in this country. So maybe this particular law won't pass. Maybe they're going to tweak the laws around assisted dying that already exist. So I'm just going to go for a yes or no. Is this bill going to pass Parliament? And we have judgment. I think it's going to be no. Judgment is about, well, I mean, every time I see this card, I hear that passage in my mind, and the dead shall rise and come amongst us. So I think it's not going to pass for fear that all these people that will come under that remit of being able to die with dignity. I think there are fearful that people are going to fall through the cracks, and it's just going to be one huge scandal. So I think the assisted dying bill, I think the heart's in the right place. I think they're wanting to do the best, but it is open to abuse, and I don't think it's going to go through Parliament because of that. And I do think they'll probably tweak the laws already in place. And there we are with that. Let's have a look at the Keepers of the Light. Just want one. Keepers of the Light. I never have these cards out. Oh God, sorry, I said I weren't going to shuffle. I've already shuffled them, by the way. I'm just going to cut them. Keepers of the Light, please. We've got, oh God, Kernanos or Cernanos, life force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. Oh my God. Let's have a look at that then. See if we can find it. We might be here a while. In there. Oh, 24, page 24. Right, it tells me how to pronounce it. It's Kernanos, also known as Herne, is a Celtic stag god who represents connection to the earth. He is one of the oldest recognised Celtic gods and features on the Gunderstrup cauldron, a giant silver vessel from the Iron Age. He is the lover of the Great Mother. The Great Mother is Earth, and impregnates the land so it will be filled with life. He can help us form a connection with the animal spirits and ancestors of our land. There is a deep build-up of life force within you and a need to channel it into action. You may have extra energy or be more alert than usual, or be aware of a sense of increased sensual or sexual energy. Oh God, lucky you. Because if that's you, good on you. If you have been unsure how this ties into your spiritual path, know that it can allow you to access the richness of your soul. When we are not expressing ourselves sexually, our spiritual potential can become tamed or muted. Don't agree with that at all. So if you're denying yourself a desire, ask yourself how you can fulfill it. Ask Kernanos to help you access your sexual self so that you can express it with integrity and in a way that honours your soul. If you and your partner are trying for a child and this card appears, fertility is very possible, especially if Brigid, Kernanos' twin flame, is present too. How that ties into this, I will never know, but if that's a message for you, if it makes sense to you, take it. If it resonates with you, it's yours. If it doesn't, it isn't. So I'm going to put that one to one side and I'll just take one more. I just hope it's one I can pronounce. Can we have an oracle card that might help us tie in this reading, please? Because if that one ties in the reading, I can't work it out. We've got Serapis Bey. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. Right. 98. Page 98. Serapis Bey. Serapis Bey is the light keeper in charge of ascension. He once served as a priest in Luxor, Egypt, helping those passing on to cross over into the light. Right then, now we've got one. Passing on to cross over into the light. Now he is a presence we can call on in order to ascend. Ascension means rising up. It reminds us of the story of Christ being resurrected after death. This means that Serapis Bey can guide us from the lowest states of being back to the light. His energy is almost like that of a phoenix, giving us support to move out of our own hell or darkness into a space that supports our growth. The stars cannot shine without darkness. You may have experienced a low state of being, trauma or depression, but this is a new beginning. Become aware of growth. There is always room for improvement. There is also a sense of presentation now. You may be receiving documentation or certification to acknowledge your growth or experience. It's important to cherish this time and to realise that without challenges or obstacles you have faced, you wouldn't be as strong, powerful or focused as you are today. You are ascending personally and spiritually at this time, and the universe is here to support it. Now this is really interesting, because if he is the one that helps people pass into the light, we're talking about the assisted dying bell, and quite often people who are dying or going through the dying process often see a light. So I'm wondering if, and obviously it's a message for people who are struggling, going through the darkness, and struggling with life. I think a lot of people are struggling with life right now, you know. Just rise above it. The light is already here. Right. That's me done. That's the assisted dying bell. And if you see yourself in that, have a good weekend. Well, hey, right. I'm off. I probably won't do a video for a couple of days. It all depends on how pushed I am. But I have got a huge list and I will work my way through it, I promise. And take care. Have a good weekend. See you soon. Ta-ra.